So welcome to this video. I am going to be sharing my goals for 2026, but mostly this is actually a review for 2025. I'm flipping through this notebook by Kleid, Japan. I love this notebook because it lays flat no matter the page that you're on. And it's a very small grid and it's just lovely to jot down ideas there. This next notebook I'm showing you is by Archer and Olive. It came in one of their subscription sets, and this is where I'm tracking my curriculum for the anti-brain rot challenge. So I have a couple of subjects that I would like to focus on over the course of 1 to 3 semesters. And in the first semester, I'm going to focus on teaching myself Blender, on philosophy and metaphysics, on Sevi poetry, Verona in the 16th century, and, as I said, learning languages as well as physics if I have the time to do so. I like to give myself a lot to do. It doesn't mean that I'm necessarily going to be able to complete all of the tasks that I set for myself, and failure is always an option. It's a natural part of growth, if you will, if you want to use growth. I think it's really neoliberal. So this is my junk journal. I've actually been using this since 2023 when I went to a trip in Venice. During that trip, I wasn't using my phone at all, and it was a good place to start. And this is a little booklet from the theatre in Zurich, from a production called What You'll Find on the Way to Becoming by a black and queer theatre duo from New York that I had the pleasure of translating. And I'm just going to add some of that to this notebook. Now I'm just flipping through the notebook. As you can see, I've been using it for quite a while now. I really love the way it looks, and it's just simple and relaxing in a way to go through, right? And just to remember what you did over the course of several years. So it has exhibitions, reading events that I either read at or attended, plays that I went to, anything really that I think is interesting. And these last couple of stickers are stickers that I produced for my newest book, which is only available in German. The book is called Nerd Girl Magic, and it's a non-fiction book on fandom and nerdy and geeky topics from a marginalized perspective. So here I'm just sorting out what I'm actually going to be using. I'm very indecisive, but that's all part of the process. And I've decided to just add this little sticker that's actually from a different novel called Spaßpark. And the photo is a photo I didn't realize I had anymore, and I was really happy to see. And it shows a couple of friends. Oscar. If you're watching this, I don't think you will be, but just in case, I was really happy to see that photo. The sticker that you can see there, the Queer Rebel Pride sticker, is by Thanuki, and you can get it in their store on Etsy if you're so inclined. So I'm just deciding at the moment what I want to cut out of the booklet, and I decided to take this picture of Stephen, and I think I'm going to be adding a picture of Katie as well. There are 4 actors in this play, and they're all quite lovely and wonderful. I really like the process of junk journaling and memory keeping in this way, just because I'm someone who has trouble organizing their thoughts sometimes. So organizing my thoughts in this way is quite helpful. Remembering what happened during which period of time. Remembering what happened throughout my life. Remembering what happened when, especially. And I'm using these markers, these dual tip pens that I also got in a subscription box from Arch and Olive. It's actually the newest subscription box. I think these boxes are quite expensive if you don't live in the US, but this was gifted to me, so that's why I happen to have it. And I really just enjoy the process. I've started enjoying the process of journaling more and more since 2023. As a young girl, or as a young child, as a child and teenager, I journaled. I used to journal quite a bit, but I just got out of the habit. I also loved to scrapbook when I was younger. Yeah, so 2025 was quite an interesting year. There was a lot that happened. Of course, my book was published, as I just mentioned, so I was at quite a lot of reading events. I'm going to be making a collage later on that focuses more on small highlights, more or less, of the year. You can see the printouts on the left-hand side already. And I'm very much looking forward to that as well, and to creating more of these types of spreads. And what I like to do in my junk journal is just basically go with the flow. I change things around quite a bit. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a certain order, so sometimes I'll jump between years, and I really just look at what jumps out at me, aesthetically speaking. I think 2025 was quite a busy year, and going into 2026, I want it to stay busy but more organized in a way. So what I want to do for 2026 is, first of all, become a little bit healthier. I'm getting to the age where it's important to exercise regularly. It's always important to exercise regularly, but it's more important the older you get. I want to write a total of 4 books, or complete a total of 4 books this year, and I have a couple of projects lined up. There's a festival coming up in August of 2025 that August of 2026, that I'm really looking forward to, that I'm organizing, but it's also a lot of work, and I'm just trying to figure out the aesthetics of that festival at the moment. I'm also involved in a number of different projects, one theatre project that's coming up fairly soon, and then a couple of collaborative projects that I want to look at. Now, as you can see, the next spreads are going to be about summer, so I just wrote back to summer into the journal, but I don't think I'm going to be adding anything. This sticker that you can see here, this R on the orange background, is actually from a museum in Helsinki. I've forgotten the name. I'll just put the name in here. The museum in Helsinki. And then this postcard that I'm cutting out is from a book fair, WeBook Berlin Bücherfest, that I really loved attending. And now this red flyer that you just saw, that's from a theatre performance of friends of mine that I also think was really lovely. So I'm just going to stick this in here. Right, so moving on to the next journal. And the last spread for this video. So for this spread, I'm going to be using the printouts on the left-hand side. This is also an Archer and Olive journal from the subscription box, from December of 2025 that I'm using here. And I'm just going to be sticking in or cutting out these printouts first of all, and then sticking them onto the page in a way that I find aesthetically pleasing. Now, 2025, as I mentioned already, was filled with reading events for Nerd Girl Magic in particular. I was especially pleased that I got to read in a couple of bookstores. For example, the Otherland bookstore that you can see on the right-hand corner at the top, but also the Blattgold Buchhandlung, which is a bookstore in Hamburg. And those were lovely. I just love reading in bookstores in general. And I also had a reading event together with Brian Frank at the Kapitel 3. And I was also very privileged to be able to attend a couple of scholarships last year. I don't have quite as many lined up for this year. It's always a bit of a gamble, these applications, but I didn't apply for quite as many as I did for 2025. And I was in Berlin during the height of summer. It was extremely hot at the LCB. Then, as I mentioned already, I was at a scholarship program in Helsinki, the Goethe Institute program. And I was right in residence from August to September. I also had a residency in Lüneburg, which is quite near Hamburg. It's a very beautiful small town at the beginning of the year. And then at the end of the year, I was in Schöppingen, which is near Münster. And that was also quite lovely. I really enjoyed meeting all of the people I met during all of the scholarships, and also having the time to write. Although I had a lot of appointments, I can't really figure this out. I always have too many reading events during my scholarship stays, and I really need to change that in the future. I still got around to doing quite a lot. The only issue was that towards the end of the year, and you can see me wearing this brace in the video, and I'm still wearing it actually, I got a bout of tendinitis. So especially typing on the computer is quite painful, or typing on my laptop, which is really bad if most of your work relies on creating text either for writing or for translations. I also got this X-Acto knife, which was also in the Archer and Olive box. I'm trying to figure it out. I think at some point the knife kind of breaks, and I have to get back to it and try and fix it. Oh yeah, this is where the knife breaks. The little X-Acto knife. It was a bit fidgety. So I'm putting the X-Acto knife back together, as you can see, and trying not to cut myself because the blade is quite sharp and it takes me a while to fix it. But I do get it fixed in the end, and then I'm able to continue cutting. It's a little bit difficult. I've figure out, I think at this point, that it's a bit difficult to work with the knife without a ruler of sorts. So I'm getting a ruler, but I already have all of the cutouts prepared. Right, and so here you have the ruler, good old trusty geodreieck. And this little photo here is actually from the Berlin subway that had the book as sort of a subway advertisement for a while, which was quite lovely as well. The typeface is a typeface I'm going to be using quite a bit in the future. It's called Lillian and is by a designer, typeface designer called Celine Horker. For this little title card that I made, it's not as intricate, or it doesn't pop as much as the typeface can actually, pop, because it also has ornaments in some versions. But I'm going to be using it quite a bit, I think, because I really love it. Albeit in more professional contexts, I think. Okay, and so here, this is also this photo with the giant match. It's also from a museum in Helsinki, I think the Museum of Modern Art. And this photo of a woman on her hair is from the exhibition that we went to see in the Amos Rex, also in Helsinki. So now it's all coming together, and I'm just adding a couple of final touches with this washi tape. The white washi tape with the handwriting, the lettering is by Paper Monogatari, and it's quite useful to fill in space. I just like to tear it up along the edges. It's not very original of me to do so. This washi tape in particular by Paper Monogatari is quite popular in the journaling community because it's quite versatile. And the brown one with the roses on that you can see peeking through in the background there, that's also a tape by Paper Monogatari as well. I'm just putting everything together. I'm just adding a couple of bits and pieces here. This Fight Fascism sticker is from Hadrien, who's a sticker designer, a queer sticker designer and artist, just artist in general, makes these beautiful illustrations, and you can find their work on Etsy. I just added this little bear as well. This is a little bear sticker from a Midori sheet. Now I'm trying to figure out whether I want to have frames and I end up not using any frames, spoiler. And these frames are, as well as the little cutout you can see on the left hand side there, those are also by Paper Monogatari. Yeah, and so that's the final product. This little cutout is also by Paper Monogatari. Now I'm just aligning everything so that it makes sense, because of course, if I'm going through the trouble of journaling, I might as well take a photo at the end. I really do actually. So this photo of this page and the journaling that I just did in the video, it's quite rare for me to actually show my journaling process. Yeah, so that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining me on this recap journey, and I hope to see you all in the next video, which will include a little bit more on what I have planned for 2026. So stay tuned for that. Have a lovely day wherever you are, and see you soon. Bye!